Hello, it is me, Pearl from Pearl and the Prayers, and this is Tuned in Tarot. And we are here to take a look at the balance between the divine masculine and the divine feminine energy inside of self, understanding that whatever state we find this energy in, we can expect to see that reflected back to us in our interactions with others, in our external environment. And if you want to see change, you do need to shift and change the energy within. And hopefully, my readings help you do just that. So, I've been chatting for quite a while actually on my Tuned in Tarot TikTok account, and I said some valuable things and channeled some information that might be helpful. So I will probably be downloading it and posting it to passes.com/pearls prayers, which is where you can find all of my extended content, full length downloads without any ads or marketing in them. There is free content there, and there is also subscriber only content, and there's other fun stuff over there. So go check that out. We are doing the thinking, feeling, saying, doing, harmony, and happiness reading. We have pulled already for divine masculine. We're using the Disney Villains Tarot today for the headspace, the mental energy. This can be of you or of your person. And I was telling people today on the live, I'm encouraging you to listen. If you always listen to this reading as if it's your person, I want you today to listen to this reading as if it is your relationship with money or your relationship with yourself, and see the parallels in it. And I think that will give you some information about how to shift and change the energy with your person if you've been continually listening to these readings as just readings about someone else. Because if you haven't noticed, finding out a lot of details and information about someone else's journey does not actually move you further ahead on yours. If you're constantly getting the same readings and you're constantly feeling stuck and you're constantly feeling like there's no growth, then the chances are is because you've been putting all of your time and energy into the thoughts and ideas about another person. It's not that it's bad to get information about a connection or try to find out, especially when someone is very confusing or not clear. There's nothing wrong with it. It's just when it's your sole focus, then it's likely that you select people in your life that kind of put you in a position where you don't have to think that much about yourself, so that you don't have to focus on yourself, because it's probably what you're avoiding. Just like that person is avoiding you, you're avoiding you. And that's why it just helps to switch the lens on that. So what we're seeing for the overall energy for divine masculine and feminine for the coming week, we see the divine masculine here in this Two of Swords energy with a choice that does not want to really be made. And then we see the Nine of Pentacles from the feminine energy, which is this single and independent energy. What is meant to be comes back to me, getting rewarded for the work that you've done, feeling like you have freedom, like you have autonomy to do as you please, to choose you, to go where you want to go and do what you want to do. So, my guess is that your person in this connection has this feeling that they have to either choose to be I'm looking at I just realized something. Okay, as I'm looking. So when I do this reading, I do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 positions, 10 or 12 positions, and I can't see them. I put them all face down on the desk. But I turn over the top of the deck, and then I take the bottom card from the deck and I put that so that I can see it. And we have a 2 for the masculine and a 9 for the feminine. And then I'm just going to put these down for a minute. The underlying energy, we have a 9, which we just saw for the feminine, is now in the masculine, and a 2, which we just saw from the masculine, is now in the feminine energy. And I just love when those kind of little synchronicities happen. And I think that they're meaningful. And let's get into it. So I'm going to guess that your person is feeling like the hard place that they're in is that they have to either choose their freedom, which would mean to let you go and be single and be able to do what you want to do and be with who you want to be. And they have to get on your Instagram a few years from now and see that you're happy with someone else and you went in another direction. And that would hurt. That would really, really hurt. So they have to choose that to let you have your freedom, or they have to choose to give up their freedom. And it's not that they don't want only you or something like that. It's that they also want freedom. And in other relationships or connections, they didn't have it. And so there is a feeling that to choose you or to choose being able to feel autonomous when it's really, bro, choose you. Don't worry about me. Don't worry about choosing me. I chose myself. I chose myself. I chose myself. I don't need you to choose me. I need you to choose you. And if you choose you, what is it that you desire? Because it looks to me like you desire me, because that's the 9 of Pentacles. And that's what you're attached to, my feminine energy. So if you are choosing me, then in that scenario you are choosing you. And that can only mean that I am not going to take away your autonomy or your freedom. That can only mean that you would be safe to choose me. So I wouldn't want you to choose me under any other circumstances. I wouldn't want you to choose me out of guilt. I wouldn't want you to choose me out of a feeling of obligation or duty. I want you to choose me because it's like choosing yourself. And that's all I've ever wanted. I didn't think that long ago. I came to that conclusion only after much, as they say in Germany, Sturm und Drang. Storms and drama. Okay? Much, much, much drama. But now I've arrived at a place where I don't have all of that drama, and I choose me. I choose me. I choose me. So please, please, sir, ma'am, whoever, choose you. And I know that if that is meant to be, because of this 9 of Pentacles, that path will lead you to me. So don't agonize over this decision anymore, because I'm not waiting for you to choose. I chose me. I already made a decision. So really, you're the one on the fence. No one else is on the fence. Just you. So figure that out. And the underlying energy is that if you really did what you would wish to do, it would be to make the choice to choose you. This is a card of being selfish. And the thing is, I want you to be selfish. See, you think that I think you're selfish because you haven't chosen me. And I actually think that you're selfish because you haven't realized that choosing me is what would actually make you feel fulfilled. And you are sort of selfishly guarding that, almost the decision itself. Like you're the only one that gets to decide. You're not giving me a chance because you don't want to be rejected. And I know that you wish for me more than anything else. I can tell, right? That's what you could say to your person. I know you wish for me more above all things. But I also know you're scared of what you wish for. The 2 for Divine Feminine is about being at a crossroads. It's about having asked for something and feeling very restless about having to wait for it. But ultimately really not being able to do anything about it and surrendering to the journey. So, Divine Feminine, you know that you are still here waiting on this masculine energy to choose what he wishes for, which is also what you wish for, but you know that you're free to create what it is that you desire with the choices that you make about your life and yourself right now, and that you can choose to be selfish. You can choose to focus on your needs and support your own needs at this time, because if you aren't doing that, the other person isn't going to prioritize their needs or your needs. They're going to prioritize everyone else's needs and not yours. So that's the energy of this week. Choices. Choosing to take care of yourself, choosing to love yourself, choosing to give yourself the freedom to pursue your dreams and wishes, which include being in a connection. If this person is fighting you, is just refusing to make a choice in the 2 of Swords, then the choice is made, because you seek a connection and they don't. They seek the safety and protection of staying single. And it's not because you're not great. It's because they don't think they're great enough to be able to bring what you need to you. And the truth is in the pudding, right? Because you're not getting it. So it's true. If the person is like, I don't think I'm good enough for you, so I can't give you anything. And then you're like, oh, it's funny because you haven't been giving me anything. I guess you must not be good enough for me because you decided that. Okay, that's true. You are not good enough for me. Okay, well, I guess I'll go. And it's been real. I mean, what do you say to that? I'm not good enough for you. Okay, that sucks. So, what is divine masculine energy thinking about feminine right now? The Ten of Swords. Stuck. Thinking about feminine energy constantly. This is all the time. This is every thought. All of them. Stuck on the feminine energy. Can't get off of it. Super annoying. Driving me crazy. In a prison of my own thinking. A torture chamber of my own mind involving the ways I failed and the ways that I felt betrayed and the ways that I did betray. And like, yep, and also this has got to end. This has got to end. I have to stop thinking this way. I cannot keep thinking this way about this connection. Please stop. It's divine feminine thinking about the emperor, but look at who she's thinking of. Ooh, isn't this emperor divine? Like they literally are. This almost looks like, I don't know, is it supposed to be Constantine or something? Like this is an emperor, the quintessential. So while this person is thinking, I'm stuck on thinking about you and thinking about all the ways in which I have failed you and all the ways in which I have hurt you and all the ways in which I have been hurt, then this person is also not moving. They're not getting up and they're not doing anything. They're stubbornly fixed. Okay. The feminine energy is feeling in her heart space how that masculine energy will not budge. And it's like both a positive energy because there's this feeling of if this person won't budge from my heart, they must be significant to me. They must be, because why would they be just so stuck in my heart space if there wasn't something significant here? So, but that's also a little bit torturous, isn't it? To be like, this, I can't get rid of this. And it also won't work out. And it hurts every time you go to the doctor. You're like, God, doctor, it hurts when I do this. And the doctor says, well, don't do this. Okay, well, you don't have the luxury of that because it's just stuck there. There's also this thing that you can see this divine nature within your person. And they like that whole thing, I'm not good enough for you. And you're like, okay, I guess you're not. Because I see how you are. What do you mean? Like, okay, because you're just forever seeing the potential of people. That's like a gift and a curse that you have. Because you can see, I heard once from Abraham Hicks that the reason that Christ could heal people is because all he could know to the core of his being was the healed version of them. So the person is like, oh, I'm blind, please help me. And all Christ knew at Christ's core is the higher aligned version of this person that did not have this obstacle and could hold the vision of that person long enough. And if you're in proximity to certain gurus, you also are elevated and uplifted by proximity. And so because Christ could hold that consciousness, when you arrived in that same consciousness with Christ, then you became that version of yourself, the highest potential version of yourself. So you have a gift of Christ consciousness, okay? But remember, Christ also got crucified though, okay? So it's not like the best gift in the world to a certain extent. Sometimes I think it would be nice to walk around and not fucking know anything about anybody except me. But unfortunately, we walk around and we see God in every single person we meet, and we go, oh, I can see the God in you. That's what namaste means. If you're doing namaste after yoga, just because everyone else is doing it and you don't know that's what it means, it literally is, I see the divine in you. And not everyone can see that. A lot of people look at somebody and all they can see is the hatred, the anger, the rage, the lies, like I was watching the debates last night. I don't know why I did that to myself, but I see those people, though I know them to be people. I see everything they're doing. I'm not blind. I know them to be telling lies. Both. Honestly. But I still see the people. I still see that, like, they have beliefs and they have perspectives and ideas about the world that make them uniquely them. And like, I could see the potential for anybody. So it's really hard to just give up after somebody has done this to you, because you know who they really are at their core. The problem is you don't deserve to suffer while you wait for someone to know themselves. That's not really what you're put here to do. You're kind of annoyingly, I think, I'm discovering, put here to see it in everyone. Thank you for following me. You're put here to see it in people, recognize it, show it to them, and a lot of them run away scared. I have friends who do. It's not just a romantic thing. It's like, if you're like, no, I'm here for you, and they're like, no, the shoe's going to drop. The shoe's eventually going to drop. You're going to see that I'm not who you think I am. And you're like, no, you are exactly who you are, and I love you for this. And whether you have little things that bug me or are annoying, or we annoy each other. I had a friend that was like, you annoy me and I annoy you, and we love each other. I just said that in the reading that from a couple years ago I watched, and I forgot he had said that to me. That's what friends are, right? You annoy me a little bit. You do things to annoy me. I do things to annoy you, but we love each other. Doesn't make or break. When we cause pain, when we cause suffering to each other without consideration, without apology, without accountability, that is when we have to create boundaries. When we have somebody that is harming others because, they have mental health issues or addiction issues, and we can't have a space where we can interact with them the same way as everybody else. We have to make allowances. We also have to set boundaries, right? So what are they feeling? What are they actually feeling? Interesting to have a reversal. I don't have reversals much in this deck. The moon in reverse. So something really, really deep has bubbled up to the surface and is overflowing, and it is really scary for them. I mean, the moon card and the 10 of swords, this is like not a fun, comfy feeling. This is our worst subconscious fears being realized. And really resisting looking and seeing in the moonlight, the light that's being shown, it's like really resisting looking at that, being like, no, I'm not going to go there. I'm not going to think much about these feelings. I'm overwhelmed. I'm scared. I'm anxious. I'm doubting the connection, the cosmic aspect. I'm doubting myself. I'm questioning my beliefs. And it's good, because I do need to question my beliefs. If I'm stuck like this on a pain point, I've got beliefs keeping me stuck here. So it's good for me to have this kind of upheaval. This might be somebody who's really feeling the effects of the recent full moon too. Like, just really, really feeling heavy, heavy energy from that card. How's divine feminine feeling? I also think they're just scared. They're just scared that they've hurt feminine energy too much. How's divine feminine energy actually feel about masculine energy? Oh, shut the fuck up. The Empress, shut the fuck up. Divine feminine, I'm annoyed with you. In the best possible way. Fucking damn it. Counterparts, like, shut the fuck up. Okay, so divine feminine feels, it's kind of interesting. This is how she thinks of the masculine Emperor energy. But how does she actually feel about him? Empress. She's like, I want you to be this masculine energy, step up, be bold, be confident, claim your territory. And instead you give me this. You sit there, you wait for me to come to you like why are you in the Empress energy? That's my energy. That's my energy. I'm the feminine energy. This has nothing to do with gender, okay? But in your connection, there's an imbalance. In your connection, the feminine energy is carrying both energies. She's not able to just lean into her feminine energy. She must also be the person that takes action, the person that communicates, the person that plans, the person that strategizes, the person that protects, the person that anticipates. Okay. Well, if I'm this already, what are you doing? What are you doing? Whatever you want, anytime you feel like it. That sounds kind of good to me. If we're gonna have a situation where I'm doing everything and you do whatever you want, how about I do whatever I want? That's the feeling, the energy I'm getting of that, because I have what I need here in my side of the reading. I've got what I need here. So what did you want again? Did you want something? Because it seems like you want to be me and just, I guess, receive everything without ever having actually been this as well. And that's really not working for me. I also do feel like feminine energy is very much like, I feel like this person is the one, or that I am the one for this person and they know it, is actually probably more accurate, because I feel the saltiness here from the feminine energy. Masculine energy, what are you saying? What are you saying to the feminine energy right now? Interesting, I'm getting these reversals now. Knight of Wands. Did I reverse the whole deck? I did. Because I was saying, you guys, I was like, this is a weird during the shuffle. Well, you know what? That one wasn't, though. All right, we're going to reverse these then. Guess we have a lot of reversals. It's very unusual for me. So we'll keep it that way. What is Divine Masculine saying? Knight of Wands in reverse. What they're saying is, yeah, I don't want to be that anymore. I don't want to love bomb you. I don't want to be inconsistent. I don't want to be, trying to get with others, and I'm not doing that. I am not a Knight of Wands. I'm not a Lothario. I am not a Don Juan. I am not somebody that's like, putting notches on my bedpost. That's like not happening. I'm not that. So, I don't know why you think I'm that way, but I'm not that way. There's a little bit of that, like, oh no, I'm not like that. Like a defensive quality coming from the Knight of Wands in reverse like that. And also kind of this Moon card and the Knight of Wands and this Ten of Swords and this person is like, are you going to betray me? Are you going to betray me? Are you, because I deserve to be betrayed, because I'm my karma. Like there's a part of them that feels like I deserve it. Are you now going to go in this energy you have of the Nine of Pentacles and go with someone else and betray me? Or a lot of people maybe even just like really worrying about this. Divine Feminine, what are you saying to your person? Divine Feminine has laid down the Emperor. She has laid down the Empress, and she now lays down Judgment and is like, I think you definitely lost this poker game, sir, but damn. Most of what Divine Masculine is talking about is this minor stuff, this like these minor little details that literally are beside the point now. We're at this impasse. Divine Feminine is at this impasse that's like, are we still here? Are we still at the place of insecurity where you are still doubting me? And this is you. Remember, like I said, if you're watching this right now and you took my advice to imagine that this is your relationship with money, or that this is your relationship with yourself, you could look at it as your relationship with like your artistic pursuit, which I often do when I'm reading these readings. And I think to myself of how my talent, music, and all of the years and expertise I've put into that part of myself could literally be like saying to me, are we still here? How are you not doing that? How is it that you have posted 3, 4, 5 different tarot fucking shits over the last 3 days and you've mentioned your track? I'm gonna give you credit. You've mentioned your track. You said, oh, my track's coming out Friday. Please go download it. Please go stream it. Okay, you did that. Fine. But did you make a single piece of content promoting your track for your social media pertaining to your music over the last 3 days? No. Why didn't you do that? Why are we still? Because we're still here. We're still here. You're still at the point that you're giving your time and attention to something that's fun and, somewhat financially rewarding. But at the end of the day, you are completely ignoring and avoiding the thing that you are deeply passionate about. You're having to King of Swords, detach yourself from the process because you don't want to feel the failure or the rejection of putting your material out there with the justice that it's due. What if you do that and nobody likes it still? What if you ultimately get rejected? So rather than get rejected after having done all the work, you should just not do all the work and then say, well, the reason that nobody really didn't hear it is because I couldn't give everything I needed to it, when that's not true. So, reading myself to filth, always a fun experience for your benefit, so that you can understand that these stories that we're talking about when we do these tarot card readings are deeper than just he said that he was gonna call me and he didn't, and then he has another girlfriend. Okay, yeah, those are the minor details. And your brain is honestly still caught up on that. In terms of this relationship with this person, the feminine energy is saying, why are we still having these minor misunderstandings and miscommunications? Do you know what would solve all of these problems? Confession, reconciliation. You come to me, you say, hey, I haven't been to confession in my whole entire life with you, and I want to tell you that I have done some things that make me feel bad about myself. And because I feel bad about myself, I keep doing things that perpetuate that feeling. And so if I just got this off my chest and expressed to you what happened, even though it's bad and I really don't want to relive it again, will you absolve me of this? Will you tell me you forgive me so I can be free? Now, what I will say to you is, yes, I can forgive you, but it won't matter if you haven't forgiven yourself. Because ultimately, the reason that you go and pray after confession is you pray for the power to forgive yourself, to release the guilt you feel or felt that caused you to need to confess that. You have to actually let go of the guilt. You have to actually forgive yourself for whatever you've done. For this Knight of Wands energy that you're protesting, oh, it's not me. Listen, if you're protesting this much, it's likely that it was you. And it's uncomfortable. And you have to just say, hey, I did some gross things I don't like. Make me feel bad about myself. I did them when I didn't like myself, who I was or who I was around. Now I realize that I want to be different. And I hope that you'll give me a chance to be different, because I want to show you that I can be different. Divine Feminine to that would respond, absolutely. You want to know why? Because we already clarified that she sees the divine in everyone, because that is who she is. Her true nature is to only see the potential in someone good, because her true nature is divine. So she's going to say, yeah, of course I can forgive you. And then you can start fresh and go from there, okay? So what is the divine masculine actually doing, though? Because he's saying, it's not me. I'm not like that. What's he actually doing? This Queen of Wands in reverse. What he's actually doing is showing this fear and this anxiety and this lack of confidence and lack of self-assurance that he needs to be able to share a vision with you. He's also just jealous as fuck Envious as fuck. This is when you see somebody that has something and you're like, I wish I had that. This is how I feel when I see Billie Eilish, who's like fucking 14 years old and has all of this acclaim for her music. And I'm like, God bless you. You have a unique voice, okay? But like in my mind, I did epic amounts of work and I should be getting that recognition, and god damn her, right? Like that's a not a productive type of that's jealousy. What would be better is envy. Envy is where I go, oh, how did she, that's like, I'm so like that kind of music, that style of music. I've been doing that for years and I knew that people would like it. And I want people to like my music like that. That is for me. That is for me. Envy is a feeling of discomfort because you can see that something is for you. Jealousy is when you have a feeling of discomfort that's like, I can never have that. I'm not skinny and 16, so that's not going to be something I can have. I'm not like, I don't have, so that's like a position where it's working against me. Whereas envy is encouraging me to try to push myself. Jealousy is keeping me from really knowing my worth and value by comparing myself to somebody and who I fear I can't have what they have because I don't believe in myself. That's what divine masculine is doing. He's jealous because this is that divine, also this is wounded masculine energy. Jealous because there is a fear, a really, really powerful fear with the moon card in reverse, that they are never going to deserve you, that they are never going to be able to be confident enough and self-assured enough to compare to you. They are literally comparing themselves to you and finding themselves lacking. We talked about that at the beginning of the reading. What is divine feminine actually doing? Bitch. This is the Page of Swords energy. So this bitch is watching, of course. Oh, also, this is my favorite hairstyle in this entire deck of the Cosmic Tarot. So good. My mullet. I love this one. So divine feminine, you're learning by observing. Okay? You're learning by observing. So you are curious and you're learning and you're paying attention and you're watching, but you're I don't see you communicating right now though. I don't see that. I see it as you kind of just watching. Thank you for following me. I see you as watching this other person primarily to see where they're at, is what you're doing. And trying to learn from the behavior, trying to learn from what you're seeing. But I do think you're getting clarity. And I think this clarity is kind of helping you realize that this person is like literally has to turn everything around. All of those cards were in reverse. Like this person has to turn everything around. There's no way that you are going to be on the same page until that happens. So how can the divine masculine create more harmony between what he's thinking, feeling, saying, doing? We have the Knight of Pentacles in reverse. So now I understand the reversals. Because this card here, this one isn't reversed. So listen, if you want to create harmony, you need to stop being a perfectionist, number one, because you'll never be good enough in a world where you have to be perfect. That's literally impossible. So that makes the connection impossible for you. You'll never be as good as this person. Don't worry about it. It's not even that, because it's not a comparison. You won't ever feel until you really feel your worth and value within yourself. You will always feel insecure in regards to this connection. So you must stop trying to seek perfection in the relationship, perfection in another person, because the second that you see one flaw, you're like, oh, I'm out. That's also not going to get you anywhere fast. You're not going anywhere fast. If that's the way you're doing it, because I'm sorry, you're going to be with somebody that never has a flaw. That's not even going to be fun, because you're going to feel like an asshole all the time, because you definitely have flaws, because everyone does. So if you're with somebody that you perceive has no flaws, then you will constantly feel less than. And if you like that, maybe you do. Maybe that's your kink. Okay, that's your existential kink. Pursue it, honey. Like, pursue it then. But don't play with the divine feminine, because it's not going to work like that. So that slow moving perfectionistic energy has got to stop. You have to stop like planning for the future that you don't have with someone, because you only have a future with someone when you are talking about that future together. Okay, so if you're the one controlling it and being like, and then we'll go here and then we'll do this and I'll do this and I'll come and I'll knock on her door and I'll give her this and she'll be like, oh my God. And like, that's not going to happen, because you're always going to be fantasizing and planning and trudging slowly towards this perfect outcome where suddenly your past is wiped away, and there's no moment of accountability because you really don't want to face that accountability, and it's not going to happen. You are withholding valuable information that would allow you to move forward in your life, period, whether that be into another connection because you really need to say goodbye to this person or whatnot, what have you. You are withholding your ability to move in your life. You are stuck in the Ten of Swords because you are not really being truly pragmatic. It's funny because you think you're being pragmatic, but you're not, because it's not pragmatic to try to achieve perfection. So that has to stop. You can't keep moving so slowly that we're watching paint dry here. Like, that's just not flying. If you do that, if you continue to do that, you will continue to feel dissatisfied with your experiences. Divine Feminine, what do you need to do to create more harmony? Okay, so we have the Knight of Pentacles here, and we've got the Knight of Pentacles here, and it's literally like the mirror of this card. Y'all need to fucking speed shit up. Y'all need to slow shit down, feminine energy. Y'all need to like get grounded, like, because you're a little bit too much up in the clouds, I think. So divine feminine energy, I think you need to recognize that what it is that you desire, what it is that you're seeking, this kind of divine connection, it really does take this time. It takes time to progress. This is also you really embracing the growth that you've had, and you're moving forward. It may not seem like you're making progress. That's the thing about this card. It seems like you haven't moved at all, but you have. I saw one of those videos that show like visual effects, like weird illusions on camera. And it was one of those things where the people are traveling in a car alongside of a swiftly flowing body of water, probably like a river, and with like chunks of like choppy waves, and as you're driving, it looks like there's no movement, but then when the car slows down, you can see that the water is moving very fast, and it's just like an optical illusion. And that's what's coming to my mind now when I see this Knight of Pentacles energy. Because you are trudging along, you're not noticing the movement from the other person. When you slow down, you see the movement, but as you're moving, you're not seeing what they're doing. There's something about that, because I do see with this Princess of Swords energy, you're kind of fixated. You're fixated and looking, seeing, did this person do, I do that with my person. Every time my person posts something, I should just not even look at it. I should not even look at it. That's my shoulds. I should not look at it. I should just let that person do whatever they're going to do, because when they are ready to come to me, they won't come to me over an Instagram story. They're not going to use an Instagram story to mend fences with me. So what am I really seeking? What I'm seeking is like evidence, I guess, of progress. And I'm not seeing it. It just looks the same to me. It just looks the same. But I keep looking for what I've already found, in a way, because I haven't shifted my mindset enough to really believe I'm going to see something different. So that's something that I think you also need to think about in this connection. Okay. The final happiness potential of this connection. Okay. All right. If this person can turn this around and come into alignment with you, I see victory. We have the Six of Wands and the Ace of Cups. I see an offer of love, a public acknowledgement of the connection. I see that, the feminine kind of gets to have her moment and feel seen and heard and be at peace in regards to this connection. And I see actually a lot of happiness potential here. And I'm not going to say I'm surprised, because I think even though this is tough messages coming through for this person this week, because all the cards are in reverse, and because we're seeing that two swords where this person is literally at a point where they have to decide, do I want to reside in a place of pain and fear, or do I want to overcome that and experience love? And so I think that it's kind of like a no-brainer. This person is definitely going to say, I choose me. And like I said in the beginning, choosing yourself means that you're choosing what is for you. So if you are for that person, it will be a choice that would involve you. And if you are not, it won't. And that will be a gift. Either way that happens is going to be a gift. Hey, Candace, good to see you. So let's do, what would your masculine energy, what would you say? And what would the feminine energy say? We're using the spirit animal cards. And this is what divine masculine energy would say. I almost have this card memorized. It's funny. Divine feminine, what I have realized is that not all that spirit creates in nature is easy to love. But when you look through my eyes, hopefully you can recognize that even though sometimes life stings, there is a purpose for pain, just as there is a purpose for wasps in the natural world. Wasps keep insect populations down, supporting the growth of plants. So too, the sting of life may hurt us, and we may feel deeply disappointed or even resentful that wasp spirit has shown up. But we will soon come to see that spirit has something wonderful in store for us. We may welcome to realize that being stung led to something far better than we had envisioned for ourselves. Perhaps behind the scenes, I have been conspiring with spirit to ensure that you could grow something of value to you. Spirit has a plan, and I am playing a part. Have you ever looked back and been glad your prayers weren't answered because the path you took led to something far better? I am a reminder to reflect on those times, for today's sting may hurt, but something better awaits you. Remember, this is the higher level insight from the divine masculine energy of you or your person. So this is even in situations where this person is like, these things, this needs to end. I know that I'm not worthy of this, and so I'm going to let this go officially or something. If that's happening for some of you this week, it's with that loving energy that's coming from their higher divine self, which is that I came into your life to sting you because you needed to know that there could be something better, and you will now seek something better because you now know your worth. You understand your worth from the experience you had with me. And so I've served my purpose here, and that was my purpose. So for some of you, that is the direction that this connection is taking for you. But I would not be sad about that, because the outcome, the happiness potential, is the victory and success, which means that person learns how to love themselves, goes their own way, has successful relationships and connections, and you also get that. And so you're liberated now, free in that situation where that person is not for you. You're free to go and find this that you were seeking, publicly acknowledged, loving connection, a love offer that everyone can see. So there is that for those of you that may be having that experience. I just opened right to this. This is what divine feminine would say to the masculine energy, and it is number 54, skunk spirit, and it says, for some reason I have hiccups right now, it says, know your worth. What do you value, divine masculine? What do you believe in? Is your best, most authentic self on display? I come as a reminder that you can be proud of who you are and what you have accomplished. Know your worth. Not everyone will agree with you or share your values, but you can walk with your head high knowing that when you express your integrity, others can feel your authenticity and will be inspired by it. Be who you are, and if your reputation precedes you, good. You have much to be proud of, and I want you to be your best self, the true you. And I just saw something yesterday that said, you know, people who have easy, straightforward lives, existences, all of the pieces in place, everything they've ever needed, all their needs met, when those people are good people, it's one thing. When you have experienced adversity and you've gone into the darkest parts of yourself and been a person who has harmed others, who has harmed yourself in some way, or who has engaged in just behaviors that are um not the greatest, and then overcome that version of yourself and choose to be good, that's a different kind of goodness, right? Because the other person, it's easy for them to be good, right? They have everything they need. For this person, that's not always been the case. And yet they chose to be good. And that speaks volumes about who they are at their core. I think that's important to remember. The final self care activity you have is funny because I'm actually already doing this week. I've been doing it in the morning and trying to remember to do it in the morning and at night. Just a brief session of writing a gratitude list. Remember the self care activities, including the beauty ritual, which came out yesterday. Um, these self care activities, if we do them for a week, or I mean, you can do them longer than a week, but each week we get a new self care activity. And I always intend that you choose something that you're working on, and that every time you do that activity, I want you to envision that this activity itself is helping you to heal whatever it is. That just doing this alone, like if you're like, I really want to heal my finances, then whenever you write your gratitude list, I am intending with you, for you, which is why I'm Pearl and the prayers, because we're praying together, right? I'm intending and praying for you and with you that this action is healing you. Often we think we have to fix things by, going and analyzing them and putting all kinds of salves on them and putting a bandage on it and whatever, tending to it like that. And that is what we have to do sometimes. But most of the time, when you get a cut, a scratch, a scrape, you're best just left to leave it alone and let it heal. Don't give it much attention. Don't scratch it. If it itches, just like let it do its thing. It's healing on its own. I encourage you to approach healing spiritual obstacles in the same way. You don't need to overextend yourself, bending over backwards to try to fix this particular thing. It's actually something like this where you have an activity with an intention that carries, this is healing for me. And then something that's really mindless, like I just play The Sims, and when I'm playing The Sims, I'm not thinking about myself for a little while. I'm thinking about my little character. I'm trying to do everything perfectly, and it's very satisfying, feels good, whatever. And I'm insane. I'm insane when I play The Sims. Like I am insane. It's just it's too much. The detail that I have to go to. And I just get absorbed in that world. And then all of my fears that were plaguing me, that I was thinking about before, kept manifesting, whatever, they go away. Like the last few days, I was just telling a client this morning, I have had 2 clients this week. I have not had hour-long clients in weeks and weeks. Like I have really had just a lot of struggle with people booking readings, etc. Hi, Luna. And so usually when that happens, I'm like, okay, I need to like promote my sale. I need to like put out a lot of readings today. I have to do this. I need to do that. Like I should look at jobs maybe, because I should just get a job. I think I should just get a job because like this isn't working out and I don't think it's going to work out. Like I'm a fucking insane person. So I started playing The Sims again because my computer's repaired and now I can actually play it again. And I had this bug and I had to uninstall the game and reinstall it. And when I did that, I was like, I'm going to play this new game. And I just let myself play all day on Tuesday. And then Wednesday, which I'm supposed to be back to work on Wednesday, I actually had a client in the morning. And then I was just like, okay, well, after that, I'll go and I'll do another live and I'll do the Wednesday reading, the Tell Me Everything reading. I didn't want to. I didn't feel like it. So I just played The Sims. Now, in the past, when I did that, I would do it with this niggling feeling of like, oh no, I'm not going to have any money now, and this is stupid, and I'm going to feel bad about myself if I like end up not being able to do X, Y, and Z, you know. And this time, when I started to feel that bubble to the surface, I'd be like, oh, really? Really? You're gonna feel like you're going to be less open and receptive. You've literally just been not thinking about all of that shit that you're just starting to think about for a second for an hour. Do you know how hard it is to get you to meditate for 15 minutes and not think about all that shit? For an hour, you weren't thinking about any of that. Nothing. So for one whole hour today, and it was way more than an hour, for one whole hour at least, you are not hammering, I don't have money. I don't have money. I don't have money. I don't have money. For 1 hour, you freed yourself. And for 1 hour, you know what you did instead? I have so much money. I just, I want this. Okay. Ka-ching, mother load, spending money. Oh, I'm going to buy this lamp. I'm going to buy this. I'm going to do this. I'm going to like make this house better. I'm going to remodel that. Like that looks better. So for an hour, instead of being like, I have nothing and I'll never get out of this situation, you were completely absorbed in this world where you had complete freedom and were able to purchase anything you wanted, and you were able to focus on whatever interest the character had, and you were just not thinking. And guess what happened? What happened is that yesterday I played The Sims. I played The Sims again. So now we have Tuesday, played The Sims. I had one client. Also, by the way, I got that client on a day that I had played The Sims, because I played The Sims on Saturday. And then that night when I went into my live, I got a client. First time I've gotten a client in a long time. So had that client play The Sims. Now it's Thursday. Now I have other obligations. I have a couple people I need to see, a couple things I need to do. No, I'm just going to play The Sims. Now I'm thinking, okay, now you're doing pathological demand avoidance. This is very bad. You've actually got to promote your track. You've got to do these things. And I was like, no, I'm in a state of fear and anxiety. So if I try to do any of those things, it's not going to be effective. It's going to perpetuate my fear and anxiety. So I'm going to play The Sims. And I play The Sims. And then I went live. And I made $155 on my hour and 20-minute live, which is how I used to do it a few years ago. When I would go live, I would frequently get clients booking 60-minute sessions. I would get them booking video recordings. I would be doing paid readings during the session. I swear to God, I'm going to play The Sims again today, because I know that is what helps me shut my brain off for a second and allows whatever I've been hoping, wishing, longing for to exist without me fucking doubting it for just like a little while. And that's all it takes. That's all it takes. That's all it takes. If you can stop doubting yourself or whatever it is that you want for long enough for it to come in and give you some evidence, then you build on the evidence of it and it's going to get better. Do you think today I will probably do better than I did yesterday? I think so, because yesterday I had evidence that I'm already doing better, and I think it's going to perpetuate as long as I keep in that flow and stay in that flow. Tomorrow's nail day with Luna. I always have good experiences on nail day also, because I have that ritual and I have that time to myself where I'm not thinking about all my problems. If we do talk about our stuff, it's like through the cards and we're looking at it in a spiritual way, spiritual insights. It's not like in a way that's dark or like worried or perpetuate. It's like, make your experiences on a daily basis align with how you want to feel in your future, and let yourself get lost in those things that bring you pleasure, because that is really what starts to turn off the story writing you're doing about all of the bad things that keep happening, perpetuating in your relationships and your connections, etc. So your mantra for this week is, I am grateful. And your journal prompt is, what are you grateful for and how can you show more gratitude daily? And again, I'm going to strongly encourage you all to do the daily activities or the weekly activities. I guess they're daily, but do the daily activities that come out each week. There we go. To help improve your situation. And if you're not doing those things and then you're sitting there being like, my person isn't doing anything, you're like, okay, well, I guess you're a perfect match. Because it's really not that hard to write a gratitude list, but it is hard. I do want to acknowledge it. It is hard. It seems like a simple task, but our lives are complex. There's many moving parts. finding time for ourselves when we're told that we shouldn't be doing that is difficult to do. So I acknowledge you and I see you there. Um, that is my reading for today. I am going to open it up. If anybody would like readings, you can purchase readings at the link in my profile, Venmo, PayPal, or Cash App. I will be doing $22 readings today on the live. If you would prefer to have a private reading, there is a $22 option on the website to get a video sent to you instead of me doing it on the live. I think sometimes people prefer that too because you can watch it again. It's easier because I don't always post the live readings to social media. There's also a $55 reading that can be used for multiple questions, or if you are wanting a tell me everything spread. Then there is right now, this is the last day. Last day. Somebody asked if I could, if they, or they couldn't do it until payday. So it's now payday. And basically, if you go right now to my site and book an intuitive guidance call, it is half price. And then after your session, I will send you a link to book a second call within 30 days for free. So you actually are getting half price session and 2 sessions. So that's a huge discount. I've never done that before. A couple people have taken advantage of it. I thought more people would, honestly. I'm surprised. But, it is what it is. So if you want to and can, that will be available. Honestly, the sale will probably end when I wake up tomorrow and actually take off the sale. But it's available right now. So take advantage of that. And you don't have to book the reading. Like, I think I have up to a month or more in advance that you can book. So you don't have to book your reading tomorrow. You just have to pay for it and book it whenever you want, I guess. And then the free one, you will have 30 days to book it. So basically, I will just say, like, if I do your reading on June 28th, then you have until July 28th to book the reading. But if you wanted to book the reading for like September, you can do that. You don't have to have the reading within 30 days. You just have to book it within 30 days. And then, is that all the announcements? I think that's all the announcements. And if you are wanting to be on the street team, which is the group of people that is helping boost my posts either on YouTube or TikTok, make sure you are at passes.com/pearlsprayers, that you're following me for free over there, because I will be posting like a more specific post of what to do, like a checklist, that kind of stuff. I just need to like make myself do that. So just look for that over there. For now, the routine. Watch the whole thing all the way to the end if you can. If it's a shorter reading and you're willing to rewatch it. And really, really, my music post is the one thing that would help me the most. Because honestly, my tarot posts tend to get out of the 200s all the time. I definitely have more posts go viral on my tarot, but my music posts really get stuck all the time. So Pearl's Prayers TikTok is the one that I'm seeking the most support for. If you're interested in that, those are also the shortest videos too. Those are usually only a minute or so. So it's not a lot of your time. And it's me. And I'm singing. I mean, come on. It's great. You love it. Most of you already do that anyway. But for those of you that don't even know about Pearl's Prayers, or you just want to help more, that's one thing that will really, really help me. Oh, and yes, and Candace just said she's trying to think of a video idea. I forgot to mention that too. If you make videos where you use my song, I will be entering those videos, the people who make those videos, into a drawing, and I will be giving away free readings to people who make videos with my song. It honestly doesn't have to be anything fancy. You like, every time the song is used, it just boosts it in the algorithm. And you can use it for anything. You could literally just be outside and like have a tree. It doesn't matter. If you are somebody who is a content creator, like you illustrate or draw, or you like to make music videos or anything like that, and you want to do something that's like more of a serious collaboration, where you have an idea and you want feedback, or you want to use a different part of the song that's available or something, please get in touch with me, because I would be more than happy to collaborate or work with you and help promote your artwork too, if I can. But the main thing really is just that the sound is being used. I think even when you just save it in your drafts, it counts. But Obviously, if you're posting it to people and sharing it and saying like, I really like this song, use the song, that's obviously more helpful. But anything you do at this point, I'm just so grateful for. Really, truly, I am very, very grateful for those of you that have been here with me, new people that have just joined. But thank you so much. What I have because of you. Like, I really do. I have not been working a regular job in years. I have one music student right now. I used to have more, but I just have one music student. So this is really my only income, and everything that I do have right now is because of y'all supporting me. So thank you. All right, everybody. I'm going to head out here for YouTube. I will see you all on Sunday for the week ahead reading. Potentially tomorrow. It depends. I may do like the junk food reading or a tell me everything tomorrow if I'm feeling it. And then Sunday or Monday is when I do the general week ahead readings. So I will see you then, YouTube. Take care. And as for